Good morning, everyone. My name is Nancy Steck, and I'm with the New Jersey Lawyers Assistance Program. We've been providing free and confidential services to lawyers, judges, law students, and law graduates for over 25 years. We are an independent entity funded through attorney annual registration fees. We're confidential by both Supreme Court rule and New Jersey and federal regulations of confidentiality. A national study of attorneys about 3 years ago revealed lawyers to be at increased risk for substance abuse problems and mental health issues, and that's consistent with what we see at Lawyers Assistance. We also help with stress-related issues, career transition concerns, temporary setbacks, and bumps in the road of life that we all face from time to time. But the most important thing that we do, in my opinion, is work with law students, and work with law students addressing work-life balance, wellness issues, and particularly issues with the Committee on Character and that process for licensing. You can find out a lot about that issue on our website, but it's sometimes more impactful and more meaningful to hear it directly from folks who have been there. There are 3 former law students, now lawyers, who have joined me this morning to tell you about their experience with Lawyers Assistance. In addition to this recording, there are 3 handouts that are available to you that include information about our YouTube channel and some programs there that may be of help to you. I would encourage you just to take a moment and look at it and see who we are, what we offer, and how we may be of help to you. In the meantime, I'm going to put you in the very capable hands of Stephen, Danielle, and Lewis, who are going to share with you their experience with LAP. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourself. Reach out to us if you need us. And here we go. Stephen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Sonato. One of the perhaps most emotionally turbulent and dynamic days of my life served as the catalyst for me connecting with NJLAP. During my 1L summer, I was in the law school dean's office where he informed me that I had the highest GPA in my class. That was one of the most impactful moments of my life. Just a few years before then, I was in a really dark place. So you can imagine how much that meant to me. I was moved to tears of gratitude. I left, and when I got home that day, I had 2 letters waiting for me, both from the Motor Vehicle Commission, which said something to the effect that my driver's license was due to be suspended indefinitely for a number of violations of New Jersey criminal statutes colored with moral turpitude. And since I had already had a number of spots on my record, I thought that was it for me. My shot of becoming a lawyer was done, and I went into panic mode. Fortunately, I went to a 12-step meeting that night. I shared about what was going on, and a lawyer who was at that meeting came up to me after the meeting, and he said, "Hey, there's this program, this organization called NJLAP. You should reach out to them. They can help you, and they can walk you through the process of being admitted to the bar. There's still hope for you." I took his suggestion. I reached out. I fortunately connected with Nancy Steck. We set up a time to meet in person. I arrived. She provided a safe and confidential space for me to share what was really going on with me and my background in recovery. And she quickly calmed my nerves and assured me that everything would be okay so long as I kept doing my best to do the next right thing one day at a time. And that's what I did. And from thereafter, anytime I dipped back into that state of anxiety and fear and worry about whether I could be admitted, I could always count on reaching out, and she would be there for me, help calm my nerves, and remind me everything would be okay. I ultimately was admitted into the State Bar of New York, largely in part because of NJLAP. I honestly don't know whether I would have been admitted had it not been for them. My gratitude for NJLAP and Nancy specifically is beyond words. And I would encourage anyone who can relate to anything I shared, or who's working on mental health, stress, anything within that scope, to reach out. They can really help. Amazing organization, amazing people, really warm, friendly, and welcoming. And one last thing I want to share is they introduced me to what's called LCL meetings, Lawyers Concerned for Lawyers. It's meetings, they're sort of like 12-step meetings, but much more open to a wider range of individuals in the legal profession, law students, lawyers, judges. I started attending those in law school and well beyond, and those really made a difference in my life too. And I'll complete there. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Danielle. I'm a practicing trial attorney in the state of New Jersey. I have been for the past 3 years. Wow, time goes pretty quickly when you're having fun. You know, it wasn't so long ago that I was sitting in orientation. I know every old person starts a story like that, right? But I remember the whole character and fitness rundown, and boy, was my blood ran a little bit cold because I had some old stuff that had happened in college. It seemed like a long time ago. Would it be a big deal to them? Well, fast forward to 3 years later, it was a big deal to them. And that was really tough for me. They put me on that little administrative timeout, and I was sent to NJ Lap, and I didn't really understand what they did. I thought they were character and fitness. That was the biggest confusion that I had. They're not character and fitness. And I'll tell you, I was really ticked off. I'm like, oh, I have to go do this extra thing now. I didn't understand what the purpose was, but I started to come to the meetings. I went to the women's meetings, and oh my goodness, they're for all kinds of people. They're for people struggling with substance addiction, anxiety, mental health, difficult transitions in life. We have women who are solo practitioners that, you know, they're struggling, or it's difficult and they need support, or, you know, people looking to even get out of the practice of law. And it was tough for me at first because the bar held my application for 5 years, and nobody else understood that. People from my law school class didn't understand what was going on. There was nobody I could talk to about it. I had a lot of shame. My family didn't understand. You know, it's a tough place to be in when everybody knows that you went to law school, but you're not a practicing attorney. But I kept coming to the meetings, and eventually, you know, I took advantage of the support that was offered to me there. They recommended some 12-step fellowships. That, you know, that was my path in life. I got really active in those, and those helped me a bunch. I continued to go to the women's meetings. And eventually, you know, I did get that letter from the bar, and it said, congratulations. And I got to practice. And, you know, the people in law school didn't understand. They said, oh, well, you'll never be an attorney with a 5-year gap. But you know what? The people in LCL, you know, and the people that I met through fellowship at those meetings, they said, oh, you got to try this. You got to try that. And I did these things. And, you know, wouldn't you know, I got the first job I applied for, and it was really, really awesome. And, you know, if you would have asked me 5 or 6 years ago, would I still be involved with LCL? I'd say, no, I don't have time for that fruity stuff, right? I thought that was all extra stuff. But the time I spend here is how I make the time for everything else. Today, I voluntarily come to the meetings. I go to the women's meetings. I go to one of the LCL meetings. I even attend extra things. They've had really lovely events. They've had a meditation class. Last year, actually, it was the night of my first trial. I think anybody would have been trying to cram for 18 hours. But you know what? I went to the yoga class, and it kind of leveled me. So I was able to do that trial, and I did a great job. So I don't think I'd be where I was today, an attorney or a successful attorney, without NJ Lap. And if you don't think you have time for it like I did, you know, this is the thing that makes time for everything else. And I can't thank them enough. They're a really great service. So check them out.
Thanks, Danielle. Louis.
Good morning, everyone. And to the one else who may be hearing this, congratulations. I totally remember orientation week, and it's exciting and it's nerve-wracking, and there's a lot of information. So, you know, there's a lot to take in this segment with the LCL and NJLAP, as Nancy introduced it. I'd like to say that, yeah, my experience with NJLAP has been nothing but short of amazing. I actually didn't get to NJLAP until after my 3L year, after I passed the New York and New Jersey bar. And similar to Danielle's story, they withheld my certification to practice law based on issues that I disclosed during the character and fitness questionnaire. And, you know, looking back, I remember the 1L year orientation when NJLAP was actually, they came to the law school, to my law school, and I took it in, but it felt, I was so fearful. I was so nervous about some of the things that in my past that I didn't want to reconcile with, and to my detriment, I believe it. I waited a little bit longer than I should have. If I could do it all over again, I certainly would have reached out to NJLAP a lot earlier. And it would have been a great service to me. As Nancy mentioned, this is confidential, right? NJLAP is a confidential organization, and that's really key. At least it helped break down some of the first walls, of defense that I had. And when I actually spoke to an individual named Ray at NJLAP, he really made me feel comfortable. It really made me feel like I'm not alone in this process, and also helped me to direct me to help that I needed, that I didn't know I needed. And these are professionals, these are colleagues in the legal community, and they've seen it all. So I know that I felt that my situation with my black spots in my past were unique, and that no other law student was going through it. That's farthest from the truth. They've been in the organization for 25 years. They know what you have to do to satisfy any character committee issues, and what to do for your personal benefit. That's really key. At the end of the day, it really is. The legal profession can be very stressful, and it can be taking it can be an emotional roller coaster. And for me, I didn't know what was going on. Just in law school, some of the stresses during finals. I didn't. It became a lot. And had I spoken to NJLAP a lot earlier, I probably would have had more resources, because I'm still active not only in NJLAP, but with the network in NJLAP, but in LCL. But these people have become colleagues, people who I turn to for advice, people I turn to for legal advice. I don't try to reinvent the wheel anymore. I talk to these professionals who know more than me, regardless of what it is, whether it's personal issues I'm having, or just questions with tackling a legal brief, or some aspect of law that I personally don't practice anymore. Again, I can't stress enough that the earlier you go, it's probably the most beneficial, if you think you need help, or if you have a friend who you think may benefit from the services. That's how kind of things work out. I remember in my 3L year, that's when people started thinking about this. Oh my God, like the character and fitness questionnaire. I know some people who actually went in the beginning during 1L year, and they seem to have at least on the exterior, they seem to be more calm, feel more comfortable with the process. And I think that's a testament to NJLAP and the services they provide. I wish you all the best of luck, not just in the legal community, but in your personal endeavors as well.
Thank you, Louis. Any final comments? Is there one thing that you wish you had paid attention to when it was being told to you when you were a 1L, or something that you would like to share with the 1Ls today before we leave?
Yes, so congratulations and good luck with law school. I remember during orientation, it was a complete inundation of information, and I don't think I listened very well during this part of it. So I would recommend to listen and to reach out to NJLAP sooner than later, because I was really grateful I reached out to them when I did, because my license to practice was not withheld. So I was really grateful that I did not have to go through all those extra steps. And I wish I would have reached out even earlier. I can't tell you how many nights I stayed up stressing whether I'd be admitted or not. One thing NJLAP did so well was help me to calm my fears and anxieties and put me in a place where I knew I'd be okay. Good luck. That's all I got.
Thanks, Stephen. Danielle, you're muted.
I would definitely echo what Stephen said. I wish I had gotten involved a little bit earlier. The other thing that was really important, we're all here because we're successful people, we're driven people, and self-sufficiency has taken me a long, long way. But when I came in, I had all these problems, and I remember my NJ lab counselor said, "Oh my God, I've got this and I've got that, and I've got to get sworn in, and what do I do first?" And she said, "Well, how do you eat an elephant?" And I said, I think that was the face I made. And she said, "Fork and knife, one bite at a time. Just because I can do some things alone doesn't mean that I have to do this alone, and I don't recommend it." As smart and as driven and as, successful as a person is, when it comes to this stuff, we can be alone in this world, but we're not alone when we come into NJ Lab and into the LCL meetings. So that's my advice.
Thanks, Danielle. And Louis.
If I could talk to the person, to me in my 1L year again, I think I would certainly say to certainly reach out to NJLAP, the resources, earlier rather than later. You save yourself I'd save myself a bigger headache, but again, everything happens for a reason. NJLAP, the Character and Fitness Committee, they grant a lot of deference to NJLAP. If they see that you've reached out to them, it's just another item that they'll look for, and it puts you in that positive column. I will say that no matter what happens, trust the process, because it may not always feel like you're doing something for your benefit, but it is tenfold. Sometimes you just can't see it right in the beginning. So trust the process.
Thanks, Louis. And my final word of advice is know what Danielle said, which is whatever it is that you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone. We're here. Even if it's just a call with a question, you can reach us anytime. You don't even have to give us your name. Just let us know what you're concerned about, and we'll walk you through whatever process we can walk you through, help you in whatever way that we can, and make sure that your experience in law school is as successful as you would like it to be. Thank you all for sharing your time this morning and for sharing your experience. Hopefully it was meaningful to some folks out there. I'm sure it was. I'm sure somebody, Stephen, is paying attention this morning and hearing us. And again, good luck to you all. And please let us know if we can be of any assistance to you. And our number is 800-246-5527. You can reach us that way or on the web through an email. Just reach us. Take good care.